What's up, sports fans? Ryan Kostrowski here with the DFS 5-pack, talking some daily fantasy sports. We really focus on baseball, basketball, and football over here. But this is the tip of the day. It's a new segment we started last week where we just come on here for about, 3 to 6 minutes a day, talk about some of the little nuances that go into DFS. It is more than just crunching stats and watching sports. There are little human elements to go with it, so we'll discuss some of those. But either way, let's jump into this bad boy and get into it. All right. So if you haven't done it yet, no good reason not to have subscribed to the channel. We do a lot of things on here. It's just the easiest way to get the videos. We put out free info constantly, all the time. That's there for the public. If you want the more detailed, longer info, the longer videos, all the information we put out, the updates, everything like that, just go sign up to be a member. We are actually on today, which is Tuesday, we are running a small little discount for people. $5 refund for monthly customers, $20 for annual, $35 for lifetime. So if you've been thinking about signing up, today's a great day to do it. Also, as always, thumbs up is appreciated. And if you just want to be, you appreciate the free info, but don't feel like splurging on a membership, patreon.com. Feel free to buy us a cup of coffee every month. We would love it. All right, so today's tape, let's talk about being different within the DFS world. So refocus on baseball, basketball, and football. And it's different to be different on which sport you're looking at. For example, Matt's favorite sport is going to be MLB. The reason he likes that one so much is the contrarian method that he enjoys has the most likelihood of flourishing within the MLB world. There's another guy out there, another DFS tout, DFS GOAT. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. He put out a tweet at the end of the year that I thought really hit home for a lot of our customers. I liked it. And it was, if you just fade chalk MLB all year and play GPPs, like you could really end up being very successful. That's Matt's big thing. So in baseball, being way different can pay off really, really well. And the big difference in baseball versus the other sports. So the best player in baseball is Mike Trout. Most people know that. He's generally priced between 48 and 6,200. He's a big money guy. But there are a lot of nights where Mike Trout might, grab a single and a run and score 5 points. While that may not kill your cash lineup if he's high ownership, you can legitimately pull a $2,800 outfielder that could give you 30 points, where that doesn't happen in basketball and football almost ever. So, Ezekiel Elliott is one of the best DFS players for football. He's on a nice run right now. You're almost never going to be able to go find like a $4,000 running back and find him to be, 10 times better than Ezekiel Elliott was in the day. So being different in baseball is a lot different than being different within the basketball and the football realm. You don't need to be super different to win GPPs in both basketball and football. Matt had a really high finish last night. We did a review video earlier if you want to check it out. He's got a couple guys at low ownership, Dwayne Wade, who was in a good spot, but there were so many good plays that he got forgotten about. But he also had some chalky guys like Julius Randle and Andre Drummond. So you don't need to be different everywhere. And I think a lot of new DFS players struggle with how much to be different. Like they're going in and trying to select all low-owned guys. I've had a lot of good basketball finishes. Matt's had them. A bunch of you guys have had them, where it's really only 1 to 2 guys that separate you. It can be as simple as one guy. We also broke down the difference. Matt had Langston Galloway and Monty Morris last night as guys he was looking at. He played Langston Galloway at higher ownership in 2 of them, and he was awful. Monty Morris legitimately scored, I want to say 13 or 4 times as many points and at lower ownership. So it really can just come down to 1 to 2 guys in football and basketball. You can have 3, 4, 5, 6 chalk guys. And having been dealing with customers and just people playing DFS for the better part of a decade now, it feels like a lot of people early on struggle so much trying to figure out how too hard to be different. And they try too hard to be different. And even those, there's often guys in that, 5% under that are in spots that are good spots that you could play. Sometimes people just try way too hard to be different and it costs them money on the regular. Almost every single big lineup that you'll ever find is going to have some chalk guys in it. It just is. So if there's a chalk guy you like, play them, because there will be chalk in almost every successful lineup that wins big money in GPPs. It doesn't need to be all fade or anything like that. Just pick the ones that make sense. So last night was another one where Daniel Thies of Boston was like major major chalk. I want to say 81% in cash, 70% in bigger GPPs. But as soon as we found out that Horford and Baines were out and you knew he would be chalk, we also know he's not very good. And we said the same thing to Matt and I did to each other, and that was, you know what's going to happen here is he's going to pick up a couple of fouls trying to check AD and Randall, and he's going to be out of the game. Now, the move we still used was to play him in cash games because at 80% ownership on 4K against an up-tempo team, if he goes for 30, which is not impossible, you're probably screwed. However, if you fade him and Matt like played Bam Adebayo over him, like that was a legitimate difference in like 25, 26 points. So weigh your options, but oftentimes it doesn't make sense just to fade guys just because they're popular if they're in good spots. There's a million lineups every day being successful with guys in good spots for a reason. And know the difference between your sports. Baseball and basketball are inherently different, not just because they're different games, but how and when you want to fade your chalk guy. If you're new to DFS, though, don't go out of your way trying to be too different until you really get the nuances of the game. For you advanced players who watch this, who know your thing, like you're in a different boat, but this is mostly relegated towards the newer DFS players who probably try too hard early on to be different when you should just be, playing the guys you think are the best spots. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. We will see y'all very, very soon for some more information related to DFS. Have yourself a great day.